Well, hello everyone. We're on class number 4 of the 6 series Pacetters. So, first off, we just watched the video of Career Conference. One thing about Mary Kay, I remember she shared this with us at one of when I became a sales director at the training. She said, when you are really serious about your business, there are 4 major events. One is in January, if you're a sales director, it's leadership. Then in the spring, it's Career Conference. This is where the company comes out to you to train you at another level. And this is where you get a bigger vision. You see more about the company, and you see the ladies that look just like you go across that stage in red or in the director suits, picking up the keys to their cars. It's just amazing. It is amazing. And then you have seminar, which is the big one. That is major. Seminar is when we all come together. We all go to Dallas, Texas. That's where the headquarters is located. Seminar is huge, costs millions of dollars to put on. And this is where, in addition to all the other events, this was the main event where I really caught my vision. This is where I debuted as a sales director when Mary Kay Ash was alive. So she did my oath. It was wonderful. And then another event, of course, is the fall retreat, which is normally local. So Career Conference is definitely where you want to be this spring. And you want to register as soon as possible before it closes out, because it will close out. Now, so let's just do a quick overview of class number 1, 2, and 3. So the first class is we talked about from the beginning of the skincare class to the end of the skincare class. We went over dialogue. We went over how to set up the products. We talked about which products to display, how to close the appointment one-on-one, how to do a group close. And you can always go back to the video to view that. And how to organize our starter kit for full circle success. The second training we went over was Money Matters. We talked about the 60-40 split. If you start that early, you build that foundation, okay? And if you did not, go back to the beginning of the basics of that. We talked about how to share about inventory. We went through that Ready, Set, Sell brochure and got into detail about that. Then class number 3 was booking, coaching, customer service. We went over dialogue, what you do when you get on the phone, what you do when you hand out a business card. We talked about all of that, and coaching your appointments to hold. And customer service, the 2 + 2 + 2. 2 days after, 2 weeks after, and then 2 months after. Building that customer loyalty. Today, what we're going to talk about is about effective communication and overcoming objections. And that's something that when you first come into Mary Kay, you're like, I don't know what to say. You right? She told me she's sensitive, so I ran. Okay? Now we're going to learn effective communication. And I'll give you all, you both, an opportunity to also give me some objections that you may have heard if they're not on my list. Before I get into that, I want to just allow you to know that we're on a growth, on a process of growth, right? And so even though this is your new consultant 6 training Pacetters, there is life in Mary Kay beyond that. So we have the weekly success trainings like at our place, or the one I was sharing with you that's out in Parkville. We also have, I do a lot of power calls. We have something called the Spring into Red, which is a special call I'm going to be doing. And then also we're doing something called the Power Initiative, Car Director Now. And so I know you're a part of that. It was a great call. And so just keep moving and growing. I've been in Mary Kay almost 25 years in May. I still go to my trainings. I get on the calls with the nationals. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. So let's talk about effective communication. That really begins with ourselves. That's where it really begins with, right? Mm-hmm. Mary Kay Ash said, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves by what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you, what you believe you can achieve. I love that when it says you can go as far as your mind lets you. Get caught up in your imagination. instead of getting caught up in, well, I don't know how to, the limitations. Get caught up, if I could, what would it look like? So get caught up in your imagination. When we were younger, we would daydream. We would sit at that desk in English class, right? And we would daydream. Well, Mary Kay, let's keep daydreaming. So get caught up in your imagination. Next thing, positive affirmations. I'm going to give you all something on positive affirmations, and what they say is 90% of our attitude, 10% of what happens to us. I always tell my children, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond, right? And so it's very important that we have positive talk. A great friend of mine, Mary Kay, says, especially if you're a negative thinker, she says, don't go into your neighborhood is dangerous or it's bad there or something like that. So it's a bad neighborhood, when you start thinking negatively. But positive affirmations, and this helps you to create your own positive affirmations. Sometimes you may hear different people say, like, my name is Stacy Nelson, soon to be National Sales Director, on my way to the top. I'm a master booker, I'm a master retailer. Everything I book holds, positive, positive, positive. And some days you're not going to feel positive. But when you have those affirmations, and you look at them, my husband will put them up on my bathroom mirror, or I see some people post them in their car, on their dashboard, or in your refrigerator, to remind you of where you're going. So you want as much positive things in front of you. A positive affirmation is something you can recite to yourself. Some people say recite them to yourself 10 times a day. And eventually you will believe it. Eventually you will believe it. So if you're out there passing out your business card, warm chattering, say, I am the queen of warm chattering. And then eventually what's going to happen when you go out to the store, you're going to be like, that's right, I'm the queen of warm chattering. So I'm going to give up my card. So really, I want you to create, you're not going to do it right now, but I want you to take that sheet home and create your affirmation with some of those things in there. And you know what? Not only post it where you can see it, but post it on your index card. And the more and more you read it, the more and more you're going to remember it, the more and more you will recite it. It's like, when you get a scripture, right? Put it on an index card and you carry that thing in your back pocket. And throughout the day, you just keep reading it. Eventually it gets into your spirit, right? That's what you want with your positive affirmation. And so when you go home, look at some of these things and circle them. For example, I enjoy life. And right now, life may not be the best, but I enjoy life, right? I am unstoppable. I am enthusiastic. I am a winner. And when you doubt these things, what I want you to do, we use our smartphones for everything, right? Get on Google and say, scriptures on being a winner.
I can do all things.
Right, exactly. Scriptures on being a leader, scriptures on being enthusiastic. Use that, and then you can put some scriptures also on your card. It's very important we get these things in us because those things are true. We want truth to replace things that are not true. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to create your positive affirmation. All right? Right before you go into a skincare class. I am a top booker. I'm going to book from this appointment, and I always average $500 or more at my skincare class. I am the queen of roll-up bags. Say those things. Not I hope or I wish. I am. Okay? Because of the great I am. Right? So I want you to go home and create your positive affirmation. Mary Kay also has some great words to live by. Mary Kay was just an amazing person and loved the Lord loved women enough to really, when they told her this was not going to work, she did it anyway. Anyway. But she says, if you can dream it, you can do it. So get caught up in your imagination, not your reality. You know? And I just shared this one. Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. Keep seeing yourself on that stage. But I want you also to feel the stage under your feet. And I want you to see the crowd. I want you to feel yourself up on that stage, looking out at the crowd. Okay? Behind every achievement, large or small, lies a plan. So it's letting you know you got to plan. You have to plan. Before you ever receive the wonderful treasures of a happy life, you must first give. I love that. So you give yourself to your customers, helping them to feel wonderful and amazing and that they are important and that they count at your Mary Kay appointments. So these are things that you can, also other affirmations that you can, or quotes that you can continue to read over. Another thing is to communicate success with your image. My car can be in the parking lot, and I'm in the market. And there are a lot of people in the market, a lot of women, right? You know, people come up to me and say, is that your Cadillac outside? They didn't see me get out of my Cadillac. It's just something that sets me apart. It's not the clothes. Maybe I'm walking with confidence. Maybe I'm smiling, right? Maybe it's my Mary Kay. Even if I have on neutral tones, it's something about Mary Kay people that sets you apart. And so your image is very important. When I first started Mary Kay, of course, you do a couple people. I did my two aunts, right? And even though they were my aunts and they had their friends, I still went into the skincare class with a dress. Now, if you all knew me back in the day, I hated dresses. I hated pantyhose. That was me. Put me in a pair of jeans, and I still love my jeans, but put me in a pair of jeans, I was fine. But I knew if I was going to be in business, and Mary Kay always said, dress for success, then I was going to do what Mary Kay said. And so, communicate success with your image. So, when I go into an appointment, I may not, I don't go and all made up, with this color and this color, but my Mary Kay face is on. My Mary Kay face is on. When I go to trainings, I have a dress on, unless I say otherwise. Sometimes I'll do that. When I go to leadership event or career conference, of course we have our professional suit on. Now, if it's on the weekend when I'm at a baseball game or something, I'm not going to go in there in a suit because I'm going to pass out business cards, but I'm going to go in there groomed. I'm going to have my face on. Something, just something. And, when I was younger, I think I would hunch over. I make sure my posture is very straight. That's confidence. And something also, when you put on a nice suit or you just know you look good, you straighten up. So communicate success with your image. Next thing is, on that note, wear the product. Wear the product. One of my consultants had a booth at some big event. Another consultant had a booth. They didn't know there would be two Mary Kay tables there. Well, a customer came up to my consultant, thank God it was my consultant, came up to my consultant and said, you're Mary Kay, right? And she made this statement. She said, I went over to her table, but she's not wearing Mary Kay. People know our product. So wear your product. So when someone asks you, oh, so what is that you have on? You're going to say one of our Mary Kay mineral eye colors or our powder. You're not going to say, oh, this is Lancome, but, okay, you're Mary Kay. You're Mary Kay. It's tax deductible, you're a walk-in advertisement, and it's an amazing product. And people, I had another consultant, what she would do, she would take one of the looks in the look brochure, and she would wear it for that day. And she worked in a hospital. And she would carry that look also in the compact. And people would say, what look you got on today? She had a $700 week. Walking advertisement. Your fragrances. Layer your fragrances with the lotions, the shower gels, and the fragrance. When people say, oh, what's that? Oh, this is this. With the gel, the lotion, and the fragrance. Okay? So wear your products. Communicate success that way. Also, communicate success with the golden rule. You know, I love this business so much that I don't have to claw my way to the top. I don't have to steal customers, steal recruits. Do unto others as you would have do unto you. So when I meet someone, I always ask them, do you already have a Mary Kay consultant? If they don't, great. If they do, great. I say, go on. I said, you know, the new products just came out. Give her a call. Let her know that you want to come and see those products. If she says to me, well, I get some things through someone, I don't know the consultant, but I get them through someone else, and then she really doesn't have a personal Mary Kay consultant. Okay? But the most important thing, if you're doubting, like, should I, shouldn't I, you probably should not. So communicate your success. You're going to be successful, just do it the right way. Next, I want to talk about objections. And that's one thing about a new consultant. Oh, well, what do you say when this person says this, right? So we talk about effective communication. It starts with within yourself, right? Okay. Now let's talk about communication with overcoming objections. I want you all to remember, every sales director, every national started just like you. Got their kit, open it up, like, what do I do with it, right? Who do I facial? Oh my gosh, she's going to say no, right? And she said yes, oh my God, now what do I do, right? What do I do? Am I really going to do good at this? Why did I become a consultant? Oh my gosh, I don't wear makeup. Why did I say yes, right? We all have gone through it. All have gone through it. So I want to talk about overcoming objections within yourself and overcoming objections with your customers. So for example, overcoming objections with yourself, the no time issue. The no time issue. It's amazing sometimes, you know, and I'm not going to go through it today, but there's a cycle when you first become a consultant, you're so excited. And then, you know, you're going, and then all of a sudden, you know, like everything, you know, even marriage, you start out as a high, then like months later it's like, why did I? Is this going to last? I got to be married for another 50, 60 years. Oh my gosh. Right? That's a long time, right? But then you go back up and say, you look at him while you sleep. Oh, I'm so glad we're together. Then another 2 weeks, he is getting on my nerves, right? Okay, so in Mary Kay, like anything, it has its ups and downs. But a bad day in Mary Kay is nothing like a bad day working for someone. Okay? And so, you know, you may have these excuses, oh, I don't have time right now. I don't have time. That's why we talk about that weekly plan sheet. Because there are going to be times in your life where you're busy sometimes and you're not as busy. But you want to use that weekly plan sheet because whether you're very busy or not busy, you still can work your business. You just want to properly plan. I was talking to another consultant and being on that call about power days. It's amazing how you can take one day a week and make that your power day, and it's still equivalent to someone holding appointments 4 days a week. you know? But I get more excited about inviting a whole bunch of people to like our Project Runway events, right? Or like the success trainings. If I can get everyone piled up into that, I can get all my appointments in that day, right? So you always have time. Always have time. Whether it's 3 hours a week or whether it's 10 hours a week. And understand that Mary Kay Ash was a woman who created Mary Kay for women. And so just like us, she had issues too. Having to raise children, you know, and very busy schedule. So I love that we can have that balance in Mary Kay where, you know, you have a situation, I have a situation, but we all figure it out. Because as women, we just figure it out type people anyway, aren't we? We're just always figuring things out. And so instead of saying I can't, just say I will and I must. And instead of saying I can't, just say I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to figure it out. Then you have a customer, you know, when you give them your business card or you give them a call, they just say, I don't have time. Now when I was brand new and she was like, you know, I don't have any time, I would say, oh, okay, well, thank you. But then I learned, oh no, that's not going to work. So now what do? When I'm calling someone to schedule someone for a facial, number one, I pick up the speed of my voice, right? And I still do that to this day. I called someone the other day to book them. And I'll just say, you know, hey Tasha, it's Stacy. I said, you and I met earlier. I wanted to give you a call as I promised. And I'm just calling for this reason. I never say this, and I used to say this. I never say, do you have a moment? What is she going to say?
No.
No, not really, right? So I stopped asking that. So I just say I just wanted to give you a quick call, didn't want to call you too late. Sometimes I may say, well, I'm on my way out the door, so I wanted to give you a quick call, right? So that way she knows that this is going to be a brief conversation. And then I'll say, you and I are going to get together for a spring makeover. So what's good for you for about 30 minutes? I always say that. What's good for you for about 30 minutes? So now you can avoid. You don't have to really worry about overcoming the objection of time. Now you can avoid. Now I did have someone today that she and I've been playing more telephone tag with her than she with me because I was calling her more. But you know why I kept calling her? Because she never told me no. And she did respond by text. Oh, I would love to, but I'm going to be out of town. And then I called her again, right? And finally, I called her today about the Project Runway event. And then I followed up by text. Wanda, left you a message to see if you're able to come out. You know, get back to me either way. Something she did, she called me back. And she could not come. And she said February is totally out because she couldn't even do a girlfriend getaway thing. It was when she told me that, I knew it was totally out. But she said, what about March? Now normally I don't book that far out unless we have to. She is excited. I said, I'm putting something in the mail to you, right? So she doesn't have time this month, but we're getting together in March. When you truly believe, and I think it's based on my belief, when I know, bottom line, with my crazy life and how busy I am, because of that, I know that people can find time for what they want to find time. You know. So the thing is, when you really know that, then you can start overcoming that objection. But I really, in my booking dialogue, I don't ask if you are interested, because I just figured this out. If you gave me your information, God had us connect for a reason. So you are interested whether you think you are or not, right? Mm-hmm. And I just believe they can find 30 minutes. Okay? Mm-hmm. So overcome or avoid the time issue with your customers by quick on the phone, straight to the point. Straight to the point. Now, how was your day? How are the kids? How they doing in school? Okay, straight to the point. And you just let them know. So we are going to get together. I don't say, Roberta, would you be interested in getting together with me for about 30 minutes? I just say, we're going to get together for about 30 minutes. So what's good for you during the week or the weekend? Okay. Another overcoming objections within ourselves. No money. When you know, and you're going to deal with this as you're building a team. You may have someone on your team say, I want to make money. I want to make money, right? I want to make about $1,000 a month. But then you may share a little bit about inventory, and they're like, I don't want to invest. Or they don't feel they can invest. But the most important thing is to figure it out and to place a value. We want to place a value on our dreams. And when we place a value on our dreams, when we place a value on the life we want to have years down the road or a year down the road, when we place a value on what we want to be able, the things we want to be able to do for ourselves, for our family, then we figure it out and we invest somehow, some way. Whether it's resources, which is the best way to do it, or work ethic. Then you're going to have a customer that may say when you're booking them, well, I don't have any money, so I don't think I want to schedule anything. Have you guys ever heard that?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to schedule anything. Right now I don't have any money. So sometimes I would say, I told you this was complimentary. I didn't ask you whether you had money or not. It's complimentary. In fact, I go back to when I first got facial. When she told me it was free, I heard free before I heard facial. And that's one reason why I decided to get a facial. It was free. I had no intentions of buying anything. It was free. So remind them, remember this is complimentary, and I'm going to walk you through proper skincare. You're going to learn how to hydrate, how to keep it smooth, all of that. It's a complimentary facial makeover. And then of course, you schedule it, and then you can say, you know what? You can also get some free Mary Kay products from me if she shares it with some friends. So remind them. Don't lock down when she says, I don't have money because I don't want to book, so I don't want to schedule an appointment. But then I always let them know this. So Tasha, if you said, right now Stacey's not a good time, I really just don't have any money, and I'll say, Tasha, this is a complimentary skincare pampering where you're going to learn proper skincare. I'm going to walk you through about hydration. You're going to get a microdermabrasion treatment, a satin lip treatment. You're going to love it. This is complimentary. Now, it's up to you. If you choose you want to buy something, we'll deal with that then. And I have special ways to do that. But Tasha, this is complimentary. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and people always say they're not going to buy anything. It's amazing. Women find money when they really love it. They will find money. They will find money. Okay? Then you have, and I kind of talked about this, overcoming objections with yourself about when you, especially new consultants may say, well, I use other products too. And the only thing I'm going to say is just stop using those other products. Okay? Because you're a person of your word. You're a person of integrity. Someone's going to ask you one day, and I always get this question, is that all Mary Kay you have on? And I say yes. Yes. And I found that when I'm using the products, I sell them. I shared with you all some time ago that for some reason I could not seem to sell that day and night solution. And my consultants that I was training, they were selling the day-night solution. And I'm like, the director can't even sell the day-night solution. What's going on? But I wasn't using it. As soon, like a week later, I started using it. I started selling it. So use your products. Now, when you have, I hear this when I give out my business card, people would say, I use another product. Oh, I don't use Mary Kay. It's so funny when they say, oh, I don't use Mary Kay. Sometimes, my crazy self, I'll just say, that's why I gave you my business card. Right? I mean, doesn't that make sense? Right? I said, that's why I gave you my business card. Right? Or I'll just say, great. They'll tell me what they use. Oh, I use MAC, or I use this. And I always just say, what's my word? Great. Since you are really great with using that, I would value your opinion on our products. And you will. Anyone who is using a complete skin regimen and you get them to try the Mary Kay product, wouldn't you value their opinion? They have something to compare it with. Or you could say something like, especially if her face just looks like flawless, right? You could say, I would love to see my Mary Kay look that great on your face. I would love to see my Mary Kay look that good or that great on your face. And then when people say they use the M product, which is great, right? And I'll say, what skincare regimen are you using? Because a lot of people that use that product are not doing a complete skin regimen. So I'll say, what skin regimen are you using? And they'll tell me, and I'll say, great, what I do, I teach women about anti-aging, how to keep it looking young, feeling smooth and radiant. And sometimes I'll say, so you're going to have a microdermabrasion experience. Okay? And the thing is, think about this. Everyone uses something. Whether they're using Dove soap, whether they're using Noxzema, whether they're using Clinique, whether they're using water. Everyone is using something and they think that something works. And then you have the overcoming objection within yourself. I don't know anybody. Right? Or I'm out of leads. And I always talk about the power of one. And I'm an example of that. Even though I had two different people that said they would host parties, it was just two people that I started with to start building. So, say, you're a person, you just moved to a state, you don't know anyone there, you just relocated because of a job or whatever, and you're like, I don't know anyone, One person, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a new coworker, one person can make the difference. One person can share her facial with 3 other people. And those 3 other people will do their facial with 3 other people. So it's that power of one. And you can move up quickly in Mary Kay if you just learn how to take that one and start multiplying. Then you have a guest, a customer. You want to book a facial, you book the facial, and then you want to try to turn it into a class. She says, I don't really, I don't have a lot of girlfriends, right? Now the deal with that is this. You have to learn how to work this in steps. The rules are, when you call to schedule an appointment, number 1, you're scheduling with her first. So you're getting the date, what's good for her. Okay? You get the date and the time set. No tentative stuff. No, oh, she told me call her back to check her schedule. Or we're kind of, sort of trying to work out this. Get the date and time first. And then what you'll do is you'll say, Roberta, I'm so excited you and I are going to see each other Saturday. And I love doing my one-on-ones. Also, I love, if you want to add more to the fun, you can invite some friends. Can you think off the top of your head who you'd like to share your pampering with? Sometimes you have to coach them. Because she may say, I really don't know a lot of people. Say, I got you. Say, a friend, a sister, a cousin, Your mom? Co-worker? Your neighbor? Church member? Oh yeah, I think I can call her. Right? I think I can call her. And then you can get that friend to bring a friend. Everyone knows someone. You know why? Because everyone goes to the grocery store. Everyone lives next to someone, whether it's a mile away or whether it's 10 feet away or right next door. Everyone knows someone. As long as you, the consultant, don't buy into it. Sometimes it's brand new, we buy into it. Then here are the other objections I would hear when I was brand new. I still hear them. Give someone my business card. We're having a conversation. I don't wear makeup. I say, great. I focus on teaching skincare, anti-age fighting. We do microdermabrasion. You know, I'm going to walk you through hydration. Now, if you want to learn how to do your eyes, I can teach you. They love that. It's something about, I think everyone, whether they wear eye color or not, they want to learn how to do their eyes. So you can also tell them that. I have sensitive skin. Right? Now, when someone has sensitive skin, what's my word?
Great.
Great. You would love to learn about botanicals. Created a simple skincare that's also for extremely sensitive people. And I let them know my children used it when they were younger. I used Mary Kay before and I had a reaction. Or they say it broke me out. And I always start investigating when you hear that. How long has it been? Do you remember exactly which product gave you the reaction? Normally they can't remember. So then there are many things you can do. You can let them know about botanicals. You can let them know, oh, I have a lot of customers, and what I do a patch test. Very sensitive areas, and we'll try that. But how do you like lip color? Would love to do a lavish lips or something with you. See, sometimes as consultants, we forget we have 200 products in our product line. But we're so focused on that skincare that she says she can't use it. We're like, can't do anything, right? But we have so many other things. She probably still wears lip gloss, right? Maybe mascara. You can say to her, she says, oh, it broke me out, and I have sensitive skin. Just say, oh, you would love to do a I call it like a 5-minute makeover or 5 minutes to fabulous makeover. Yeah, I would like to do something, but I really don't like to do anything in my home. Okay, that's fine. I've done people, in fact, they're in the midst of moving, boxes everywhere, which it doesn't matter to me. And I'll say, let's meet at the Starbucks near you. Or let's meet at the Panera Bread near you. Or the McDonald's near you. You'll love a hand show. A hand show. See, my thing is, learn how to figure it out. Sometimes you'll be on the phone, and she'll say something, which could be a dilemma, and God will give you an idea, and you say it, and you're like, wow, where'd that come from? Yeah, I'll go into the hand show in a second, yep. I'm not sure of my schedule right now. You ever hear that? Okay? I'm not sure of my schedule. It's so funny. When people tell me that, I still just keep talking. And I know she's probably saying, didn't I just tell her I wasn't sure of my schedule, but she's still talking. So I'll just say, I understand. Well, let me ask you something. What's normally good for you during the week or the weekend? And while normally the weekday is good, fine. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to set up a tentative time. So right now, how's either next Wednesday or Thursday? I'll send you a postcard. And if something happens that we can't hold it, then at least we'll know that. But I want to get you locked in now before I schedule over that. Then you hear some people say, I didn't know Mary Kay was for my skin tone. Okay? Mary Kay, I always say skincare doesn't know a color. Skincare does not know a color. Now what the hand show is, it's really great. I love hand shows because I do hand shows when I'm in a position where I may not be able to do a full facial, or say she's on her lunch break, she'll say, come out to my job, we'll just do a quick thing. We'll go in the ladies' restroom, and I've done facials in the ladies' restroom, right? But what it is, instead of doing a full facial, I really condense my kit, maybe down to a little bag, because I already have my things already organized. Take a little spray bottle, or you could take a little thermos and put real hot water in there and put your cloths in there, all right? And so I still get her to fill out the profile card. It's a facial, but just on the back of the hand. And then put her tray out, put all the products dispensed like we do at facials and skincare classes. And we take one hand. I have her do it. I just squirt the product. This is your 3-in-1 cleanser, and it does this, and it does this, and it does this. So she does that. Then on one hand, a real nice size of the hand, she'll massage it. Then we'll rinse it off. Then I do the microdermabrasion, get her hand wet again, microdermabrasion, one hand. So I do the complete skin line. The only thing that I have her apply on her face is the eye cream, and she can do the satin lips if she wants to. I'll do the eye cream and let her do that. After everything is done, number one, I want her to feel both hands. Normally they can feel a difference. And then I'll say, now let's do this. I'll take a foundation and I have her put it on this hand and this hand. And I want you all to go home tonight and do this too, okay? Because when she applies the foundation here, it really absorbs, it takes on the color of her skin. It looks flawless. When she does it here, it's like piling something right on top of it and does not go into the skin. So I get her to do it so she can see it for herself, right? I have sold complete collections doing that. It's wonderful. And then even though it's a hand show and she buys the product, I'll say, now Tasha, what we're going to do, we're going to actually schedule an appointment where I'm going to come over and, see you walk through with your skin, your face, and then also I'll do a eye cream color makeover on you. So I still want to get in her space. Okay. But this is, instead of you saying, oh, you're painting at your home, I can't come, and my house is a mess, you can't come, so what are we going to do? This is a figure it out situation. So I've done them at coffee shops, figure it out situation. And it only takes a few minutes to do. So everything's the same, like you would at a facial. How you close the appointment, how you open the appointment is just on the back of one hand. One hand. That's what that is. Thank you. Okay, you are welcome. So you're going to hear objections. The most important thing is that you don't run from the objections. When I was brand new, I would hear so many. And then I would get in my car and say, next time I'm going to say this.
Yes.
You would tell your children, if someone says something to them, you should have said, right? Mm-hmm. Your comeback, right? Mm-hmm. So it's your comeback. Mm-hmm. The most important thing when you are dealing with people, when you can really realize this product is so good that I just want her in my space. If she gets in my space, she's going to be blessed. She's going to feel great. Mm-hmm. It's just, that's your thing right now. Just get them to a project runway. Get them to a success event when we're doing facials. Get them in your space. At the Project Runway event we just did, oh my gosh, you all would have been blown away. Women, different shapes, sizes, colors. Some never wore makeup. Some looked like they were just not into this. When we had them march in, it's like someone else took over their bodies. It was wild. We had a great time. And when I went into the facial room and I saw their faces, I was like, wow. It wasn't overly done, but I was like, wow. That's the only thing you want to do. Bless someone by learning how to get them to want to come to you or receive a facial. So you're going to have to listen. You're going to have to hear the objections. And when people are giving you objections, I don't wear makeup, she didn't say, I absolutely don't want to try Mary Kay. She's just saying to you, I don't wear makeup. So what else do you have? You know, what else you got for me? When she says, I don't really have time, she didn't say, I'm absolutely not interested. She's just saying, can you figure this out? And she does, if she feels like she's a busy person, doesn't have time, she's probably not taking time out for herself. All right? So you're going to hear objections. What you can do is start writing a list of objections so that you know the next time what to say, and then you can pass it on to your team members. She may say to you, my friends don't like Mary Kay. Yeah, you're right. They were great because I want to come see you. I want to come see you. That's why I gave you my card. Right? Mm-hmm. Or my husband doesn't like makeup. Well, this is going to be great for you because I focus on skincare. Okay? And then next thing you know, she wants makeup.
And he loves it.
And he loves it. Oh, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So any objections that you have heard outside of the ones I just went over?
I don't like people.
I don't like people. That's so sad when they say that. You can just say, but I like you. But I like you. You know? Or we can do one-on-ones. We'll do a one-on-one. And normally if someone says I don't like people because something inside of them. Mm-hmm. And you know what? But her being in your space, wow, that's major. Her getting in your space. And that's the thing. We do have an amazing product, amazing marketing plan. Sometimes I feel like, wow, she didn't get in my space. You know what I mean? Because if she would have gotten to my space, we could have connected. I could have maybe spoke some words of encouragement. She would have cheated. You know, the devil is a liar. He'll try to keep people from you because he knows what God wants to impart in that person. And you may have been the vehicle to do that. So that person, you may have that person stay away from you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, when people say that, it's normally something else going on. Just say, you know, I don't like people, so I have a lot of friends. Well, you know what I do? I love to do one-on-one. I love to do one-on-one. I would love to do one with you. What I've been telling my customers about coming to events in my follow-up text, I am so honored and excited to have you as my guest. So honored and excited. Someone said that to me, honored and excited, I'm coming. You know?
Absolutely.
And you know, you're really grateful for someone taking time out of their schedule, you know, to do that. So honored and excited.
I had a young lady who was telling me that she uses Mary Kay products, but not often. I don't wear enough makeup, and the skincare products, I really don't want to use those. So I would love to support you, but I know I'm not going to use it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So she has someone that says, I use Mary Kay products off and on. I want to support you, but I know I'm not going to use it, right?
Yeah.
So I would just say, well, let me ask you something. The products that you did use, which ones did you enjoy the most? And you go through the brochure with her. Okay. Which ones did you enjoy? What is it that you enjoyed about them? Okay. Well, let me kind of do a profile on you. Because the profile card, she's actually saying to you on this card what her skincare needs are. Mm-hmm. Instead of you saying, you know what, it looks like you need this and this. She is talking to herself on that profile card, this is what I need. So it's just proper communication, effective communication with her, and allowing her to really, so for example, she says, you know what, I did like this lipstick you all had, right? And then you'll be like, okay, and say, what did you like about it? Sometimes we're just too, we gotta know how to dig in and get in there. What is it that you liked about it? How did it make you feel when you wore it? What did you normally wear it with? You're getting her to like, I did feel like $1,000,000. I did feel powerful when I wore that. It did feel good on my lips because I have dry lips, right? Mm-hmm. So get her to remember the products that she used and get her to reminisce a little bit about that product. Don't focus so much on, why did you stop wearing it? So that's focusing on the negative. You know, what skincare, okay, oh, you like the intense moisturizer when you were using it? Yeah, but then I stopped. Say, well, why were you using it? Did you have dry skin? Yes, I did. How'd your skin feel when you were using it? And then, you know what, normally you just get right to the thing. Say, you know what, we're going to get together. We're going to get together for about 30 minutes. It's a whole new year, whole new you. We're going to get together. And so you can have a pampering experience about hydration and microdermabrasion and all of that. You can't focus on the past. Someone has to help her to break out of the prison of the past. It's not about what she used to do and how she used to do things. It's about now. Only thing she's sharing with you, see, she doesn't know that she thinks she's blessing you, which she is, but you're blessing her if you get in her space with your starter kit. And sometimes that's a way of calling out, I need, but she's not going to say that to you, right? And when you get with her doing the facial, you know what? You deserve this. You deserve this product. Look at your face. How's your face feel? Oh my gosh. And then don't worry about whether she reorders or not. That will come based on your customer service, not just selling to her, following up with her, educating her. Maybe she just had someone who was just throwing product at her and not that personal touch. And probably that's what the case was, you know? And so there you are to save the day. I guarantee you, you get her to facial, you receive a facial, she's going to fall in love with the products. You do great customer service, she's going to fall in love with you as her consultant, and she will be consistent. Okay? Effective communication. Sometimes you'll be like, I know Stacy said this, so when someone says something to you on the phone, say, well, I'm going to call you right back. Yeah, let me go through my notes. All right, I'm going to call her back. I got to come back. Okay? So it's just listening to what they're saying and then listening to yourself respond. If that makes any sense.
Perfect sense.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's also something called feel, felt, found. Say if she says, like what you said, well, I used the product before, I go off and on, but I don't stick with it. So you know what, I know how you feel because I used to do that with such and such product. But since I've been using Mary Kay, I have maybe some dry patches and my skin feels so comforted, it feels so smooth in this. And reading up on the product, I found feel, felt, found. Okay? And that comes to with team building, with a lot of feel, felt, found. Okay? Or I have eczema and I'm very particular what goes on my skin. And you can say, my director has a lot of consultants and customers with eczema, and they found that the Mary Kay Formula One or the Intense Moisturizer or the Extra Emollient is very soothing for their skin. I would love for you to at least feel it. There's always a figure it out. Figure it out. You know, one thing I love about Mary Kay, when someone says, people buy Mary Kay? Well, they must be. We just increased to $4 billion in retail sales. So someone's buying it. It's an amazing product. Amazing product. Any other objections you've heard that you could think of? You'll think of them when we're done.
Always.
You know? Right, exactly. But the main ones, I don't have time. My skin is sensitive. I don't wear makeup. Don't have a lot of girlfriends. I don't want to hold a party and, you know, things like that. But there's, you'll learn how to come back the more and more. And you know why you're going to learn how to come back? Because you want her, it's like I'm determined. You're going to book with me because you want to be in my space. There's something about that. You want to be in my space. There's not too many people that will impart encouragement into someone and belief into someone and helping someone to realize how great they are. It's like you want to be in my space, you just don't know it yet. Isn't that true? Mm-hmm. The people that, you know, on your team, whatever they've done, right? Mm-hmm. It's something they gain from being in your space through Mary Kay. Something. An ounce of belief. Something. Okay? So, just the most important thing, positive affirmations. Positive talk with yourself first. Create your affirmation. Get into the Word. Get that scripture that speaks truth about who you are, how great you are, what you're capable of doing, right? Communicate with your image. Don't go out. I'm not saying go out and have a shopping spree. Take me with you. Okay? But you can get the Mary Kay beauty coat. You got the beauty coat? I love the beauty coat. I have a friend of mine had a beauty coat. She said, Stacey, the only thing I do is have my black skirt on and my blouse, and I just take my coat. So you don't have to worry about going to buy all these clothes. Right. And you can bling it up a little bit, very professional. And you know, some people will sit there and, you know how we are as women. I know me. I will be sitting there watching the beauty coat, and I may say to myself, I want to do this because I want that coat. Okay?
Or the bag.
Right, or the bag, right? And so, simplify it. You get your beauty coat. Have your Mary Kay face on. They always say if you're not getting a compliment on your hair, like what, every 3 months or something, dye it, fry it, something. Do something with it. Twist it, right? Make sure your shoes are not all scuffed up, right? I like to wear, I can't do the real high shoes anymore. I just can't. So I call them my working shoes when my heel's a little lower. But I make sure like some pumps or something like that. You can never go wrong. I love what Mary Kay did, even though it was a big shift, for a challenge for me, when she said to dress professionally, no pants. That's what they suggested. We're in a different time now. But the thing is, you can never go wrong. If you go somewhere like my son, if he's going to a networking thing, should I wear a suit or something, or is that too much? I say, you know what, you'd rather be too much than not enough. Always cover your bases. So your skirt, you know, your dress, and when you get in your red jacket, you got your black skirt, the white blouse, your red jacket, right? People would know you're Mary Kay. And not everyone wears slacks the same. You know what I'm saying? Slacks may look more professional, this person and this person, so you can't go wrong in a dress or a skirt at your Mary Kay event. And then if you do it, your team members are going to follow. Anything that makes you feel like $1,000,000. And if you have that one outfit that makes you feel like $1,000,000, just keep taking it to the cleaners and keep wearing it, because it gives you more confidence, helps you to be able to communicate more effectively. When you're like, who said that? That sounds so good. That was me, right? And we always say, you know, when you go to Mary Kay events like seminar and career conference, sometimes you'll see people all blinged out with their bumblebee pins and all of that, and that's great there. But not like when I go to my unit meetings, and I may stop at the food market on the way home. Now, my unit meetings, you'll see me with my bar pins and my bumblebees. But sometimes when I go to the store, I cover them up. It's just a little bit too much. It can be intimidating for other people if I give her my business card, even though she's probably saying, what is that $500,000, you know? But there's a time and there's a place for certain things. If that makes sense, right? So don't go all blinged out. They're like, whoa, it's a little bit too much. But always communicate with, you know, to yourself for success, positive talk. Communicate success with your image. Some people say, well, Stacy, do you only give your business card out to people with makeup? Most of the people I give my business card to don't have makeup on. And it's not for the sense for them to start wearing makeup, it's for them to take care of their skin. So it doesn't really matter to me. Do we have any questions? Did this help you?
Yes.
Did it?
Yes.
Good. So, our next training is next Thursday. It's going to be great. It's goal setting, goal posters, and weekly plan sheets. This is what I want you to do between now and then. Start going through some magazines. Start daydreaming. Get some magazines that you can cut up. We're going back to old school, when your teacher would say, bring your magazines, okay? Start cutting up. Say if you want an addition to your home, or say if you want a home. Start cutting up different pictures. How's your bedroom going to look? How's your patio going to look? You can, if you see some things like a school where you want your children to go to, or where you want to travel, just start cutting up some pictures. And then I want you to start putting them on a poster. Okay, this is your vision board. Okay, this is your vision board. Something that excites you. Okay, something that excites you. And we're going to be talking about setting a goal, getting a plan, breaking that thing down, setting goals. We kind of went over the weekly plan sheet, but we'll make sure that your weekly plan sheet, how that's set up, reflects your goal. This is one I'm really excited about, class number 6. I'm going to show you how to move up the career path, how to team build. We may kind of combine both, but this one's going to be talk about the Star Consultant Program, talk about the national courts. It doesn't matter where you are right now, it matters where you're going. A lot of people are not on target to be in the national courts of recruiting and sales. You still can be there. I never forget the Queen years ago started Mary Kay in April, and the year ended in June, and she was in the national court.
That's $20,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot to choose.
Right.
In 2 3 months.
Right. But she gave her the freedom to dream. She gave herself the freedom to dream. Imagination. Let's, as women, get caught up in our imagination again. Dream again. Because if God gave you a vision in your imagination, it must be so. Right? So go crazy with that goal poster. We're going to share our goal posters. Okay? I want to see where you're going to be, like years from now, where you're going to be traveling, what your dream home's going to look like. I mean, what your bank account's going to look like. You know, all of that. Your personal, your spiritual, your financial, all of that. And we get to share it with like-minded people.
Yes.
Can you see going to some of your family members now? Hey guys, like a Super Bowl Sunday. This is my vision board. They were like, you think? Okay? Only share. I always tell my son, don't share your 8x10 dream with a 3x5 thinker. It's just too frustrating.
Yeah.
And he gets frustrated. I say, but he learns now. It's just too frustrating. So just zip Zip it, right? Don't tell them what you're going to be doing. Show. Show them. Okay? Project Runway. Project Runway. Keep inviting people. Okay? You can, up to Friday night, people know what they're doing the next day. This is a great, fun event. Oh my God, it was so much fun. Okay? And so, take advantage of that. Another thing, when there are contests, which we always have contests, we talked about this today, you have an ultimate goal, right? An ultimate win for you. That's your big goal. And then you want to have smaller wins to lead up to that ultimate. You do the smaller wins, then you'll reach the ultimate. Okay? So the contests that we provide are for those smaller wins. The $300, the $600,000 club, right? The team building. So whatever contest your director puts out, you circle the one that you're going to achieve. And you say to your director, this is what I'm going to achieve this month. So show me how. Once you tell us what you want, then we will show you how. I want to applaud Tasha. She is a Ruby Star. So excited. So we're going to talk about STAR programs. So Natasha will get to pick her prize very soon. And the reason they wait to the end of the quarter because you have time to build up. And we talked about the STAR program a little bit. And then when you recruit within the quarter and she starts her business qualified, it bumps you up to the next level. So we'll talk about that. But you got some really, look at that luggage.
I love it.
Love it. Love it. So this concludes this training, okay? And so we're going to stop the recording.